Going under the assumption that you don't live under a rock, well, then you probably know that ARK has wyverns. We have in alpha, we have the normal fire wyvern, we have the lightning wyvern, and then we have the poison wyvern, and the recent addition of the ice wyvern. Now, I believe the ice wyvern itself, when I look at the lightning wyvern, yes, the ice wyvern shares the same model as the lightning wyvern, I believe. Let me just take a look-see real quick. Double check. Yes. All right, so they do share the exact same model currently. Now, let me just players... No, I'm not going to players only just yet. We don't need to do that. Now, here's something that you might not have already known. There is a new model coming for the Ice Wyvern, and I'm really hoping once they see how badass the community reacts to the Ice Wyvern's new model, which I will show you in a second, they will realize, hey, we should probably redo these ones too, because these Wyverns are cool, but the Ice Wyvern is going to get its own little special dash of holy freaking shit. So anyways, welcome back to ARK. We are going to take a quick look at the Wyverns, the Ice Wyvern that is coming, and a tweet that Jeremy made a while ago, along with some information on some hazmat gear that is coming to the game. Also, in the title of this video, you saw an Xbox giveaway. Now, what is that? Well, to basically give you guys a heads up of what's happening. To my knowledge, I may possibly be getting an Xbox as part of a care package bundle or whatever from the ARK team. That is my assumption as to what I've gotten a couple days ago. Like, I assume that is what it is, and it's pointing towards that's what it could be, unless it's just a controller or something. I don't know, but I think there's a chance that I might be getting an Xbox that has like it's an art fan. It's like a ARK Xbox, I guess. Like, it'll have maybe artwork and stuff from ARK, or like just different stuff. Also, my movement is really weird. It looks weird, but there is a chance for that. And what I wanted to do, I don't use an Xbox. I don't play console games, actually. I've got a PS4 in the corner of my room just hanging out, doing its own thing. I don't use it. Like, I don't use consoles. What I'm going to do is if I do get the Xbox, which you will know on Twitter if you follow me over there, if I do get the Xbox, I'm going to give it away. And that's not like me brushing off the good gesture or anything like that. It's really appreciated, and I really like it. It's just something that I personally will not use, and one of you guys would probably use it a lot more, especially if you were into ARK more than what I am, because I don't really play the game too much. I play the game a lot, but like not much compared to other games that I play, basically, which it's still a hell of a lot, but like it's not as... You get the idea. But what I want to do is give away the Xbox if I do get it, and if I don't get one, well, then I'll consider buying an Xbox in the near future and just giving one away then, so I can at least hold the word of this video, because, well, that's something I'd want to do. I haven't figured out how I'm going to give it away yet, or how it's going to work, but it's just something I want to do. I really want to give back to the community and give you guys something you'd appreciate. So if I can give away an Xbox to someone, that'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty cool in my books. I hope it doesn't make me look bad towards the ARK devs if that is what they're doing. It's very much appreciated. I love your game, but I don't use the Xbox. Either way, I'm going to move into the Ice Wyvern now and its new model. So we are going to bring the screenshot up right about now, and as you can see on ARK Jeremy's Twitter, this is the new model. It has ice spikes coming up from its skull. It obviously looks a lot different and higher quality than what we currently have, because we currently share the texture pattern of the Lightning Wyvern and the face of the Lightning Wyvern. We kind of just have a cheap rip-off of an Ice Breath right now, which is really just the Fire Breath recolored, which, yes, this guy is going to get its own unique attack as well. It's not going to be fire that's blue. It's going to be something else. Now, one thing that I would imagine is a breath attack that shoots spikes of ice through the air. That would be the most likely case for the attack, I believe, at least. Ice, like, it would basically exhale, and spikes would come out. Maybe it would come out as a liquid first, and then it would freeze in the air and pelt the ground in front of it with, like, spikes of ice or something. That would be the most applicable attack to me. Just switching back to this guy, you can see the model. Pay attention to it, because this model is not going to be around for too much longer once the update goes in. I'm not a big fan of the model, to be honest with you. I don't like this Ice Wyvern model, just because it's the Poison Wyvern model. Or the Lightning Wyvern model. Wow, I can't get it right at all. Like, the Fire Breath looks cool, don't get me wrong. Well, the Ice Breath. But at the end of the day, it's literally just the Fire Breath retextured, and infinite stats must be a thing. But it's just, that's all it is. It looks cool, but there's nothing really unique about it. Whereas switching back to the other guy right now, you will see the spikes, you'll see the mouth, the jaw, it's wide open mouth, ready to eat whatever the shit it can. I just got off my wyvern. That's cool. Let me just fly back up to it. You probably didn't see that because the image is in the way, so it's not really as embarrassing. Now, I feel like the white that is on the wings isn't completely done. Maybe it is, I'm not sure, but like it doesn't really look like it suits too much. It's a very light blue compared to what I would have assumed would have happened. And why the ice spikes are all over its head, I have no idea. Like how, maybe they're supposed to mimic spikes, and that's all that's really going on there, you know? Like that's the only compromise that I can think of. It's just supposed to mimic it, and it really aesthetically stands out that this is a ice wyvern. This is an ice wyvern, and it is going to freeze your balls off, and you will no longer have children. So, in essence, I mean, for some people, it'll be doing you a favor, but in other cases, it's probably detrimental to a lot of people's lives that want kids in the future. Oh well, that's for you to decide. So as always, guys, by the way, if you do enjoy ARK, well, then leave a like for more of these. Let me know your thoughts down below about the ice wyvern and how you feel its new model is going to be in the game. They recently redid the Sabers model too, so I'm glad to see that they're actually doing this stuff as well with the ice wyvern. And I'm looking forward to seeing the new models for the other creatures. I believe the Rex and the Trach are guaranteed to get new models and specials and stuff like that. So with all of that said, my closing thoughts on the ice wyvern are it's going to look really badass once it's revamped. It's going to look a lot nicer compared to what we currently have to work with. And I'm looking forward to it, but I want to hear back from you guys again, like I said. Also, what do you think about giving away an Xbox or an ARK-themed Xbox and stuff like that? Do you think, on my end, do you think that's disrespectful for me to actually do that? Because, like, I don't really know the proper etiquette to do it, but, like, it's not right if I'm going to get an Xbox and, like, I'm not going to use it. I might as well give it to someone who's going to use it. Like, it's just plain and simple like that. It's very much appreciated. Very, very, very much appreciated. It's really cool. But at the same time, it's not cool if I get a piece of technology that some people can't afford or just don't have, and they would use the shit out of it if they had it. Whereas me, while I appreciate it, I won't appreciate it in the way of using it. I'll just appreciate it in the way of, you know, that's so cool you gave that to me. I appreciate it. Like, it's nice. Oh, well, either way, I want to move into something else now, which is the Phoenix and a tweet that Jeremy put out on that. So, Jeremy himself is the co-founder of Studio Wildcard, I believe. He's one of the top people anyways. You don't piss this guy off because he'll make your ARK experience bad. Don't do that. It's a bad time. But I don't know if you'd actually do that. I'm just kidding. It's sarcasm. Just so you know. Jeremy, if you see this, please don't sue me. But he made a tweet, and it was talking about making the Phoenix a rideable creature. Now, if you look at the dossier itself, the Phoenix is not supposed to be a rideable creature, and if it was, I believe it would be very overpowered. Also, on top of that, how the hell do you ride a flaming bird without burning your balls off, or your female anatomy, which I will not go into because it is very improper of me to do, and gross. Not gross, but I have the wrong word choice today. I can't even speak. It's okay. You get the idea. I'm trying to be polite. Kind of-ish. Not really. What do you do if you burn your vagina off? There we go. So anyway, what happens then? Like, you shouldn't be able to ride it. I don't think there's any instance ever where you should be able to ride a Phoenix. I don't feel like that should be a thing. And if you do, it should overheat you. I feel like the Phoenix itself is a very warm animal, and because of that, it would just make you really hot and dehydrate. Maybe you would lose water faster. Maybe it would be overpowered because like it can bite things, which I want to go back to the wyvern real quick, the ice wyvern. I feel like the bites of the wyvern should have their own special effects. So like the poison one will poison you if it bit you. The ice one would freeze you if it bit you. The lightning one would electrocute you if it bit you, kind of like the cattle prod. Maybe not stun you as long because that'd be really, really overpowered. But you get the idea. And the Phoenix itself, when it bites you, it's going to set you on fire. You're going to become a fireball, and you're going to run around screaming. You know, what do? Find water and jump in it, and then jump out, rinse and repeat because you start drowning. So, it would be very overpowered to have this creature as a rideable creature as far as I'm concerned. And as a way to avoid having people on them all day, every day, killing like tons of people on Scorched Earth, which, by the way, the Phoenix is only available on Scorched Earth. As a way to deter people from doing that, well, they could go ahead and say, hey, if you ride this guy, you're either going to lose health very slowly as a debuff, as like a drawback to using this creature, but you got all of these amazing buffs in the process, or we'll drain your water so fast you need to go to the bottom of the ocean just to quench your thirst. Like that, to me, that would make sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like a redundant, like, quality of life limiter. Like, you can't really have the quality of life riding around a phoenix. You get this badass creature that was probably really hard to tame, and you can't really use it because, well, you're dying of thirst. Although it would add a reason to increase your thirst stat, because like if the phoenix is really that strong and then you pump a bunch of stats into thirst, well then, I mean, that would be a reason right there solely for the phoenix. Because right now I can't think of another good reason to ever put anything into, yeah, like right here, water. Like, you could increase the water capacity. Like, I don't know, I've never heard of anyone using food or water as stats. I've never ever heard of someone using these two stats right here and having a really valid reason, because upgrade points are incredibly valuable and you don't want to waste them on food and water when you could eat and drink like whenever you want. You can easily go out and get a handful of berries, you know, clobber them in your face and you're good. Whereas, like, what would you want? Weight or would you want water? Would you want melee damage or would you want food? Would you want crafting speed? No one wants crafting speed. Would you want crafting speed? No one wants crafting skill. Would you want health and stamina? Two of the most important stats, in my opinion, in the game, and movement speed. These are the only three right here. No, it's weight, stamina, health, and movement speed that I increase. Those are the only stats I've ever put points into. I've never put them into food or water. It just feels pointless. It feels like a waste of points. So that would, like, it would affect your quality of life in playing the game. It would make the game a little bit less enjoyable for some people. But like, you could counterbalance that with enabling people to like use the water staff, for instance. Now food, I don't know what they would do with that. I really don't know what they're planning to do with any of those stats, because food and water just seem like they're pointless at this point. I don't feel like there should be a stat to increase your food and water capacity, because like, you can just easily bring food with you and water. They're very light. It's very easy to get. Very easy to get. Like right down here, I could fill my water bar infinitely because of all the water that's here. It just doesn't go away. This actually reminds me of the other map. This section right here in particular. I was thinking I was on that map for a second too. That was weird. But I think I'm going to end the video right here, guys. That is it as far as I'm concerned with this. Now, I want to hear back from you. Definitely on the Xbox stuff and the Ice Wyvern and the Rideable Phoenix. Do you think the Phoenix should be rideable? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I am still leaning against it. Unless you get like a super special ice saddle that's made of liquid nitrogen. And then you won't lose your reproductive organs. Yeah. Oh well. Either way, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And I will see you in the next video.